Hi, everyone. Morning to you. Welcome to this first live of 2024. Yeah, I made sure I gave myself enough time to do this one properly so that I can get all the points and details across. So, welcome to 2024. For those of you who are coming back from holiday, who have been traveling, who was just chilling, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's 2024. Yes, it's 2024. And I think we can all agree that 2023 was a challenge. It was a tremendous challenge, but it's not how you are challenged, it's how you come out of the challenge. So I just wanted to do this video to just motivate people to continue going, to continue to stay strong, to continue to um, do what it is that you need to do, in order to get to the other side, because the obstacles are there, right? They are presenting themselves in many ways. However, it is how you come out of the situation. So for me, 2023 was very physically challenging. It was very physically challenging because the year started, hey Ahmed, how are you? The year started with me already underway, like doing construction work, doing just this heavy labor work, supervising the men, buying the materials for the restaurant, supervising the kitchen staff, preparing, teaching the girls how to cut the food, dice the vegetables to make the sauces, making the cassava cakes. We call them bami in Jamaica, teaching the young girls how to do that, teaching the girls how to make coconut oil, showing them how to prep food, like cleaning chicken and things like that. And uh, the kitchen backup staff, I had them since December of 2022, teaching them how to prepare the food and how to do things that needed to be done, because I knew once the restaurant was open, the time for training was not there. I wouldn't have that time for training. um so while I was under construction, I was building the kitchen staff, and then like sourcing material, and also supervising the staff, traveling 1 hour away, going to Masaki to the restaurant, traveling 1 hour back from that. And it was grueling, it was physically demanding and physically exhausting. And what I will say is, being in Tanzania, well, maybe where you're from, but in Tanzania, my experience has been that anything that I want, I basically have to build it. So if you want a store, you're not going to get the store what you need. You have to go through construction to get it. Like this house, I had to go through construction to get it. So I think I have a lot to stand on as far as my character, as far as a hardworking person, as far as someone who knows how to get things done, as far as like teaching people what they need to do in order to accomplish the things that I need. And I think I can stand on that. I opened up all of my YouTube channel, my YouTube videos that I've been making since the time I came to Tanzania. My channel was started in Qatar. So some videos look like it was uploaded today, but it's just today that I made them public, but that doesn't mean they were uploaded today. But if you scroll back all the way down, you'll I think all 400 and something videos go all the way back to the beginning. There was no man here waiting for me. There was no boyfriend. There was nobody. It was me and my daughter, my 4-year-old dependent daughter, that came to Tanzania by ourselves. Okay. And, I saw someone leave a comment, oh, to come to Tanzania, go to Africa by yourself is foolish. I'm already here. So what should I do? Go back? I'm already here. I already built a whole house. In case some of y'all don't remember, I've made a playlist of renovating the Exodus house, because I made a playlist from the beginning, what the house looked like when I came to view the house. Those videos were never made public. I've made them public. When I came to view the house, before I even showed anybody on YouTube or anywhere what it looked like, I made videos specifically for my friend and that I shared with when I came to look at the house. There was no group, and I was trying to form a group. From the beginning, I was trying to form a group. From the beginning, I was trying to be kind to people, to open my doors to people, to show that, I'm looking for community and partnerships. And, I was rejected in a lot of ways, because the people who were coming were not people who wanted to associate with non people in their religion. They were people who had their own doctrines and their own cults and their own philosophies. And I had an open door policy, which I was down for the party. I was here to help anyone who needed guidance and direction, even though I myself needed that guidance and direction. So, as a woman, as a Black woman, as a mother, a Black mother who has done a tremendous amount of work, I have a body of work to stand on. I've demonstrated and I've proven to the entire world who I am. I've built and renovated a house in 9 months by myself with a child. I hired help, yes. But that is what was needed, because I don't speak the language. If this was back home in Jamaica, I would still have to hire a foreman, right, to oversee that work. So when I started the East Africa Seaweed Company, I got investors, and I invested that money into the process of setting up the company, setting up the business, and building the infrastructure that is required. So I have a track record of demonstrating that I'm extraordinarily trustworthy, especially that I'm all the way over here in Africa, and most of the people who invest in my company are in or elsewhere. They're not here in Tanzania. I've built the restaurant with the investors who invested in the company. I can demonstrate what I've done with the funds. I built everything from scratch, from digging the manhole to training the staff, to building the walls, to installing electrical works, to installing electrical lights, to doing all of that stuff. So I have nothing else to prove on this planet. I have nothing else to prove. So no one is in the position of denying me, humiliating me, breaking me down, making me feel like I'm not worthy, making me feel like I'm not good enough, making me feel like, oh, I didn't do this right, making me feel stupid, making me feel like, oh, I need a husband, or I need a man, or I need this, or I need that. Yeah, all those things might be true, but I am in the position that I have to do what I have to do. I am not in the position of waiting for somebody who might never appear to appear, and then nothing happens. I'm in the position of making things happen, and I have demonstrated and proved that over and over and over and over and over again. And so I open all of my videos today for anybody to go back and have a look. And the playlist that I created on renovating the Exodus house, I didn't even make videos about that. I didn't put that public. I didn't put some of those things public for a long time after I signed the lease and started construction on the house. Because not that I had something to prove to anybody, but because not everybody needs to be in your business when you're dealing with sensitive, private, and personal things. And at that moment, the idea of building a house for the people who needed to repatriate or leave or visit or come to Africa, that was my priority and the most important thing to me. And it was a very delicate idea. I took one look at this property and like, okay, that's what it is. Because from the beginning, when I first came to see it, I came to see it at dusk, and it was in a very poor condition. Go and look at the playlist. It was in really, really bad condition. And I said to myself, hell no. I am here to party. I am here to relax. I'm here to enjoy the rest of my life and raise my daughter in Tanzania. I am not here. I'm not down for this work. And I said, I don't know who is going to renovate this, but I'm glad it's them and not me. And I went home and I had a dream. And if you go to the first video on the playlist that says, looky, looky, I referenced that dream. I had a dream that I was supposed to do this. Take this place and the way will be made. And every step that I stepped, the way was made for me to get one step closer to completion. And while I was working on that, a lot of people didn't support me. A lot of people negated me. A lot of people said I would never finish. People who were here said I would never finish. People who knew me said I would never finish. People who knew I had the work ethic to do it said I would never finish. Do you know why or how I finished? I finished because I know what is in me. You don't. So no one has the authority to tell me, or tell you for that matter, what you can do and what you can't do. And the fact that I finished, and not only finished, I finished in a good time. Not only did I finish in a good time, it is magnificent. And not only is it magnificent, it is well furnished and well thought out and designed specifically in a way to bring tranquility and peace for those who are looking for it to come. And that made a lot of people big mad. It angered and stirred up jealousy in the mouth of the people who said that I would never finish, in the mouth of the people who are talking about this stupid Black woman with a kid. What is she going to do with that dilapidated, broken down place? And when they could not talk it down and they could not talk me down, they started to spread lies and they started to attack. Okay. And that's what it is. But me in particular, they could not come for my work ethic. They could not come for somebody who said, oh, I'm going to do this, and did it and finished it on time and made it into what it was supposed to be. It shocked a lot of people. Every single day I was walking through this house, doing this work with this construction, tearing out all of these ironworks, doing everything I needed to do, running a full construction project while in film school. I was still in documentary film school, studying and practicing and filming and editing and doing everything that I was supposed that I had already enrolled for. I did not want to let that go to waste. I didn't come to Tanzania and say, oh, I'm going to rent houses and I'm going to get people to get people to come and give me money, and I'm going to make so much money on YouTube. I open all of these videos so anybody can go back and go through this. I am not a YouTuber. I am on YouTube. There's a very big difference because I am a business development specialist. I'm a professional. I do not have the time to commit to, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because there are other ways for me to make money. So I did not look at, oh, I'm going to charge people to do this, and this is going to be my plan. But as long as people were willing to come and take my time and requested for me to do things with them, show them houses that I didn't have the time to show them, I felt it was within my right to charge for that service, because it is my time that was very precious and still is, that is taken away from my child and taking away from my schoolwork and taking away from the things that were important to me. And a lot of people looked at that and go, oh, that's the blueprint, because she finished that house. That's the blueprint. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a YouTube channel, and we're gonna show people houses, and that's not the blueprint. That's not the blueprint. You are following something that I was anointed to do by accident. And a lot of people tried it and failed, because that cannot be the blueprint. It can't be the blueprint. Number one, that blueprint depends on travelers. In the time when I started this channel in 2020, a lot of people were on lockdown. So my expectation was not that people were going to travel. My expectation was not that people were going to travel and come and book and this and that. Okay. But what I knew was that if I left America, then other people would be leaving too. If I had the calling to say, get thee up on out of there, other people were going to get the same calling. So I followed what I was instructed to do. Go and prepare a place. My last Facebook post before I left the United States said, I have gone to prepare a place, that where I am, thou shalt also be. Okay. So, and that's from the book of John. So I take my belief in my God, my creator, very seriously. Whatever is revealed to me in a dream will be manifested in reality, because those visions did not come to me just to come to me. They came to me to do the work. Okay, so I'm also going to tell you that whatever vision you have coming to you that is revealed to you in the dream, whatever it is put on your heart, whatever is given to you and only you, please by all means follow that to the very end. Don't let it just go, oh well, I had a dream. If you can't fulfill that dream, you write it down. Write down the whole thing from the beginning to the end, because I promise you, you will be revisited with the opportunity, and things will reveal themselves and show themselves to you. When I came to Tanzania, when I arrived in Tanzania, there was nobody at the airport waiting for me. Go through these videos, go all the way to the end. I opened them yesterday so people can go back and have a look, be inspired, be fact check, do anything that you have to do. I started this channel in Qatar. The very first video you will see was repatriating to Tanzania mid-journey. It is not going to visit Tanzania to see if I like it or if I don't. Going to visit Tanzania to see how I can make a living, going to visit Tanzania to have a look at Tanzania, and then turn around. It said repatriation to Tanzania mid-journey. What does that say to you? It means that I was mentally prepared to hang on in there, come hell or high water. I was going to work. I was already in the position of a digital nomad. I can edit films from anywhere in the world. I can do anything from anywhere in the world. Those of you who know my government name, put it into Amazon. You will find a book. Yeah, I had channels. I had digital channels on Amazon Fire, Apple TV, that I don't have anymore because you have to pay to keep those maintained, and all of that money went into this project. Okay, I had an app, the Africa Exodus app, that I built while I was running and going through all of my drama and crisis and still in film school. So, there is a very big difference between a 20-something-year-old who has no experience whatsoever, who have never left the United States, who have no idea or concept of what it is to invest in something and work in something from the beginning to the end, to stand hard on something and say, this is my values, this is my priority, and this is what I'm going to accomplish with or without help. There is a very big difference between that kind of person and an adult woman who has more than 20 years of experience, not only in the corporate world, which is the land of theory, but also in the practical world, in the land of Jamaica, where I have seen my father build things from the ground up from the time I was born. So I know how to do things and get things done. I have both the practical and the physical experience. So for these 20-something-year-old people to pick up a phone and put it in their face and broadcast to the whole world, oh, Tanzania is not this, Tanzania is that, and these people are lying, and these people are this, and these people are that. Who are these people? Who exactly are some of these people? Because I can tell you 99% of the people who speak negatively about Tanzania, who they're no longer here, number one. And number two is they did not have a plan when they got here. And number three, they did not seek advice on how to survive here. A lot of people came and thought that they knew how to do it. They don't need advice. They don't need to collaborate with me. They don't need to communicate with me. They don't need to build community with me. They don't need me at all, period, point blank. They're going to come and do what they want to do, and they're going to somehow make it. Well, let me tell you something. This is a rude awakening. I came to Tanzania. These people, Tanzanian people who are born here, raised here, I had to seek them out. I had to look at people and go, well, you look like you're getting on in life. How do I get on in life? I have to humble myself and say, how do I do this? And if someone felt like the way that I was supposed to do it was to go around them and spend time with them and be at their place to learn what they were doing, I would be there, sweep their floor, mop, look after the kids, do whatever it is that I needed to do to learn from and understand that I do not know everything. This is a foreign country. I do not know. So I sought those who do know. And in that, also using my own intuition, knowledge, and know-how. Okay. And there is also something in there that a lot of people lack. A lot of people do not know how to do. It is a very big thing called trust. Trust. Who do you trust? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust God? Do you trust the people around you? Do you always see everything negative? Do you see everybody as trying to get you? Do you have your walls up against Tanzanian people in such a way that nobody is willing to do anything for you? Whether paid or free, nobody wants to be around you. Come on. Come on. Some of these things that I hear people, even people who have come here, have allowed themselves to, they put in their head, oh, You can't trust Tanzanian people, and everybody else here is out to get everybody else, and this and that. Oh, if I came to Tanzania with that kind of mentality, I would have turned back on the plane. I am glad I knew as little as I knew, because what I came here with was joy, love, enthusiasm, and excitement. And I came out of that airport busting out laughing, because if you know the story, go back, how my African Exodus part 1, 2, and 3. If you know those stories, then you will know why I was excited, because God had delivered me, how he delivered the Jews from Pharaoh, the Hebrews from Pharaoh. I was delivered. Okay, I did not know I have to be like an Israelite and question God every step of the way. I did not have to be like the Israelites to talk about how wicked the Canaanites were. I did not have to be like the Israelites who were fighting Moses every step of the way. I did not have to be like Israelites to say Moses brought us in the desert to starve. I did not have to be like the Israelites who were stiff-necked and wanted to go back to Egypt. I did not have to be like the Israelites who wanted to cuss God and curse Moses and say that he had brought us in the desert, and where are we going to go, and what are we going to do, and we want the gold back in Egypt, and we want to. They didn't remember their suffering. They only looked at what was in front of them, and they did not have the acknowledgement to live day by day. And so it behooves me, those people who claim to be so biblical and parabolic and humble and this and that, and don't know how to hold on to faith in God. So when I came here, I had none of those ideas in my head. What I had in my head was I was in Africa. Every African was a brother. Everybody that I could see was a friend. Every turn was an opportunity. But I had to also have my intuition in check and intact, so that I could understand exactly the situation, what I was going into. You need to have that, because there are people who came to who wanted to, like, oh, I see a house over here, I'm gonna go rent it. And when you rent that house, you find out the person who rented it to you was not the owner. Luckily for me, I had people who put me on in the hotel. The hotel that I was renting, the owner saw me and Jojo and said, well, what y'all doing over here? What you come to do? And he took his time and he had breakfast with me and he put me on and he said to me, be careful of this, and this. However, if you can get it to the other side, lady, you're in a good place with your kid, because I'm here with my kid. But you have to open your eyes for this, and this, and this. So when he told me that, I said, oh, we're in Jamaica. So I just applied the exact same skills that had I was in Jamaica, or had I been in New York City, or had I been in Miami, where somebody could put out an ad for you and you respond to that ad and turns out the property is not really real. I just had to like learn to use my intuition. So when people are showing me properties in Bessie Beach for over 2 million and this type of money, I'm like, no, I left New York. I wouldn't pay 2 million T shilling in Tanzania. And I had to go back to my map and say, God, show me where I am supposed to be. So I went back, looked at my map, went to my bed, woke up again, looked at the map. The map said Bahari Beach. Look at the side, look at the place that says Bahari Beach. And I told the realtor, the dalali, take me to Bahari Beach. Many people can back this up. I told them, take me to Bahari Beach. They said, do you know anyone in Bahari Beach? No. Have you ever been to Bahari Beach? No. Let's go have a look. Turns out, right now in this year 2024, where I sat myself down in Bahari Beach, I saw something that other people didn't see. And I'm not just talking about the house. I'm talking about where the house is situated. I'm not talking about just at the beach. I am talking about the community, the environment. Very rarely do you find this kind of environment in a modern city. We're still in the city of Dar es Salaam. We have mangroves, we have salt flats, we have reef systems, we have islands, we have a variety of different things. Why does that make a difference? Because it makes a difference to how the company will grow. Because when other people were looking at the salt flats or the sardine pans and going, ooh, it's sticky when you drive past there, I was looking at like, that's a business. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity for exporting salt. It's an opportunity for exporting sardines. It's an opportunity. And you know, I'm just going all the way around the world because I'm trying to give people an idea of inspiration of how y'all need to focus and recalibrate your mind. Your mind is what is going to get you through it. If you have a bad mind, only bad things and bad attitude are gonna come to you. If you have a good mind, a good, open, receptive mind to think with an open mind, positive things will likely occur to you. The reason being is because we are attracting, what we are and who we are. We're attracting those kinds of energies around us. So when you are traveling throughout Africa, if you have this mentality that Africans are out to get you, guess what? They're going to come for you. If you have this attitude that, no, all these people are no good and they're evil and they're that, only evil is going to come to you. And I'm telling you from someone who has the experience that it is not a cakewalk. From the beginning, I opened all the videos and I said it is hard. There's nothing easy about this walk. There's nothing easy about this experience. It is hard. I've said that from the beginning. I've said that before I started construction. I've said that when I was just traveling throughout Tanzania. It is hard and it's going to be hard. But this is about you. I want you all to get your mind together. Okay? I need you to get your mind and get yourself in a row, because no one, if they didn't make you, they cannot break you. They cannot deny you. They cannot take away opportunities from you. No one can take away what is supposed to be yours and what belongs to you and what is ordained for you. Okay? And I'm going to say that to my enemies and my haters as well. You didn't make me, you can't break me. You didn't give me life, you can't take it away. You cannot rob me of my breath. You cannot rob me of my happiness, my peace of mind, and my prosperity. You did not put that here. Okay, you didn't put it here, so you have no authority over this, right? So in any event, let me just go ahead and hold on. There we go. Yeah, you didn't make it, so you can't break it. All right, you didn't bring me to Tanzania. No one brought me to Tanzania but my creator, my almighty God, who I worship and praise by doing the right things. I'm not those people who talk and have words without works. I have a track record of work. I've demonstrated who I am. I've demonstrated that I'm trustworthy with money, with investors. I've demonstrated that I am who I said I am from the beginning. I have put it out there. Okay. So if someone wants to deny, negate, take away from, obstruct, obfuscate, try to make the waters murky, and try to do, where is your body of work? What have you done? Did you build something? Did you build anything? Because I can go all the way back. I have a track record. Where's yours? You are not in no one is in any position of denying me my identity. You're not in the position of negating me. And yes, I've come here looking for investors and looking for people. Did I find any? No. But does that make me less than who I am? No. Does that mean that it means nothing. What it means is that people don't have the same kind of vision that I do. Okay? January, I was in construction at the restaurant. February, I was in construction at the restaurant. March, I was in construction at the restaurant. April, I was in construction at the restaurant while fundraising, while training, while raising a child, while doing all of these things. May, I opened the restaurant. Still had to find it, put it all together, and make it happen. Do you have any concept of how difficult it is to create something from the intangible world to the tangible world? Do you have any idea, especially a restaurant, when you're talking about concept? What does this concept look like? What is the food look like? What are you going to offer? How are you going to get over certain space limitations? What is the colors? What is a signage? How are people going to feel when they're in the space? What colors are you going to use to bring a certain kind of atmosphere? How are you going to, who is going to do certain jobs that is going to make the people feel how they should feel in a restaurant space? And to pull that from the intangible world, step by step, by step by step, by step by step, to create, to build out of vision. I had no blueprint. There was no one to go to and say, well, you've built a restaurant in Tanzania before, show me what to do. Okay? And I made no mistakes and I lost no money. In that process, I ran it like a project, how I ran the Exodus house, because it had logistical issues. There was one way in, one way out, which means that all the construction that needed to happen had to happen at the back to the front. So the things that in normal circumstances, where I could say, okay, I can wait to put up the fence, I can wait to do certain things, I was not in the position to wait because I had to do it because of the way how the place was constructed. And it cost me more than I needed to cost. So January, February, March, not needed to cost, but it cost me more than how I would run a project. When I'm running a project, I would do what is particularly required immediately to open the doors. And this place, because it was a restaurant, it needed wiring, electrical wiring, it needed the air conditioners, it needed everything was a requirement. There was nothing that I could strike from the list. It needed the water tower, water pump, water sensor. It needed the plumbing. It needed all of it needed the countertops. It needed the table. And there was nothing that I could say, oh, I'll do that later. Everything had to be done. The decor, everything had to be done right, bam, bam, right there. Okay. So that was January, February, March, April, open the doors in May. So I went from construction, May, to opening in May, the same month I ended construction. I had no days off. I went straight into cooking, straight into managing, straight into travel, because I was doing Jamaican cuisine, and that was really what was setting us apart, and why people were coming, and why people were so happy with the food, because I was actually doing the cooking myself. So May, June, July, no time off, no days off, no opportunity to rest. My days of rest required attention to Jojo. March, April, May, June, July, August. No wonder in August I suffered a GERD attack. GERD is gastroesophageal reflux disease. I was driving to work one day and I felt nauseous and I stopped and I went to the closest bathroom, the closest place in the mall, and I wanted to throw up, but nothing was coming up. And the rain started to come down, and I couldn't get anything up. And a lady saw me. She knew I wasn't feeling well. Anybody seeing somebody standing on the side of the road in the rain trying to make themselves throw up, what was like, wait, that doesn't look right. So this Tanzanian woman came and she brought me to the bathroom. And when she brought me to the bathroom, I started to vomit. I'd made myself vomit, and there was blood in my vomit. And I was having pain and I was having a lot of stress. And I went to, Joseph came and took me to the hospital, and they couldn't put their finger on it. And it was the second time I had gone to the hospital, but this time they could see evidence of something wrong. And I was admitted into the hospital. I didn't just go, I was admitted because my blood pressure, the pain, the kind of drugs they had to have me on to stabilize me. I was going through the equivalent of a heart attack, but it was hitting me in my gut. Okay. And I had no idea that I had this condition. I had to get an endoscopy for them to look inside of my gut and see what was happening. They said they saw lacerations on the inside of my gut. I had so much going on. And, while they were doing the endoscopy, which is when they put the camera down your throat to look inside your gut, to see what was going on, I said to myself that this is not a part of the plan. I didn't come to Tanzania to work like a dog, work harder than I've ever worked in my whole life, and die and leave my kid an orphan. Hell no. That is not a part of the plan. So when I came out, I was following my doctor's instruction that I needed to take things a little slower and take things a little easier. The thing is, I am a small business owner. Okay. So on one hand, I had my health, and on the other hand, I have my child, and on the other hand, I had my business. And I came to the appreciation that no amount of stress and worry is enough for the loss my daughter would endure if I should pass away. And I had to take the same amount of time if somebody had suffered a stroke or a heart attack. I have no one around me to take care of me, to take care of the restaurant. I had to still be cooking. I had to still be trying to hold it together. The money that was supposed to go to labor was went to the hospital, went to this, went to that to take care of myself. Okay. And so for the past, since August, September, October, November, for the past 4 months, I have been recovering. That they've discovered what was wrong with me. They got me on the right medication. I had to go through that experience so that they could finally get me on the right medication. Was it the ideal situation? No, because I needed to hire people, and I came on here and I did my lives. I came on my lives looking for investors to hire people, to hire more people, to hire more staff, and it was just not connecting because I'm here, a lot of people are there. And a lot of people came. A lot of people came and they saw what I was doing when I was building the restaurant. A lot of people came, called, sent their emails, showed me support, but also a lot of people came while I was in recovery and, and passed judgment on what I was going through while I was sick. That's like saying, you know, oh, so if somebody should have a heart attack, you would go into their house and judge them because they had a heart attack, or because someone had a stroke, you would go into their house and judge them because they had a stroke. And so a lot of people, you know, were judging me based on the fact that I had a health crisis. And that experience was revelatory. It revealed a lot of things. It revealed a lot of people. It revealed the who would be with me, the people who I thought I could trust, I could not. It revealed the people who I thought cared, did not. It revealed the people who I thought were my, you know, my ride or dies, were like not. It revealed a lot of things. It revealed there was also a comfort on many fronts. And, you know, this is a thing that a lot of people expected of me, was that I was supposed to fail or put up my hands or throw up my hands and go, oh, I failed. No, God didn't tell Job to put up his hands and say you fail. You know, when people told him to curse God and die, when he did not, when, oh, you're using pottery to scrape your sores, or dogs are licking your wounds, you should just curse God and die, right? The tent fell down and killed your sons and killed your daughters. You should just curse God and die. That was the message that I received in the day when I was sick and recovering and needed support, kindness, good people, you know, to help me through that. It was like there was blood in the water. And so I don't think people understood me when I said I repatriated to Africa. And I opened the videos, the videos that I had, go to this channel and go all the way down to those videos where I had a cold or I had the flu. And I would say, I am happy to be here because I could go outside and get a coconut. I am happy to be here because I can go outside and I can pick some soursop leaf. I am happy to be here so that I have the natural resources to take care of myself. And in that time, when I was sick and people were looking and judging, instead of coming and supporting and say, well, that was a good lady, she helped me once, let me help her. That was a good lady, let me, she you know, she tried to help me at some point, let me go and help her, or let me help her while I'm here. That was a good lady, she showed me something I didn't see before. There was none of that, and it was okay because I had seamos. I used my own seamos to heal myself. Had I been in the United States still, would I have access to that seamos? No. Had I been in the United States, would I have access to the coconut water? No. Would I have access to the moringa? No. Would I have access to the soursop leaf? No. Would I have access? No. That's the point. No, I would not have access to those things. And I would not, I don't believe I would fare in my recovery as well as I did. Okay. So, you know, it's just very interesting, you know, because like I said, August was a very, 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 very difficult year, right? You know, so it was just 2023 was very difficult for me when it wrapped up to the end. But what I do have, you know, and it's so funny, it's just so weird that while going through this process, of my company having to, like, okay, I need to close the restaurant. I need to you know, settle myself. I need to take a step back. You know, it's just so funny that while going through that process, every day that I called doubt in my spirit, every day that I called doubt, where I said, God, what do you want from me? Why is it like this? Why have you made me so unstable in this time where, I'm supposed to be doing these things? Why is it this? Why is this happening now? Not that why is it happening to me? It was like, why is it happening now? And when I brought doubt into my spirit, no matter where or what time of the day, there was an email, there was a visit, there was a communication with powers higher than myself to say, hey, what are you doing over there in Tanzania? Can I come and see you? Can I come and see your farm? Can I come and see what you're up to? Can I see your processing process? Can I have a look at can you open your books? Let me see what you've been doing. Hey, 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 hey. You don't get to quit. You don't get to pack it up because there's a little shadow. In that time when I was saying, well, Lord, I can't get no support. I can't get no investors to rehire my staff and reopen the restaurant. And I guess that's it then. When that came into my spirit, it didn't come into my spirit in August. It didn't come in September. It didn't come in October. It came in November. And when I had that idea in my head, I got a text message from Jackson that said, hey, listen, the government is looking for you. They're coming with the World Bank. And I'm like, with the who? So my company is the East Africa Seaweed Company. And what we do is we collect wild seaweed as well as work with the farmers in the Southern Coastal District. Because we collect wild seaweed, it gives us an opportunity to work in the environment. And so I have been collecting notes on different types of situations that we encounter as we're out there collecting the seaweed. What kind of pollution, what areas are useful for growth and development of other species of other products. So when that came into my spirit in November, this same day is when I got that notice that the World Bank is coming. The World Bank came. When they came, I had a body of knowledge and experience to share. The next time, the following week, I said, well, these people, it's not an overnight thing, so what am I going to do between now and then? I got a email from the advisor on the blue economy strategy from France, who is the advisor to Zanzibar on blue economy, to have a meeting concerning seaweed and the seaweed processing opportunities in Tanzania. And I finished that. So again, in December, I had this feeling like, okay, well, Renee, your restaurant is closed. The rent is due in the restaurant. What are you going to do? You're going to have to close that up. You have been closed longer than you have been open. You have been under construction longer than you have been open. I mean, I don't know how you're going to come back from that, but, what are you going to do? And I went down the black hole, and the spirit said, girl, don't you dare. Don't go down there. Don't go in that woe is me and what am I going to do? And, you know, the Spirit said, don't do that to yourself. And the government was due to visit me the day before. For what reason, I do not know. But I know on that day, I was not answering my phone to anyone. And so I left the phone up here in my office, and I was downstairs in the kitchen making a cup of tea. And I went down into the rabbit hole. The Spirit said, Renee, do not do that to yourself. Don't drag yourself down into a hole. Stand on yourself. You have nothing to prove to anybody. If nobody wants to help you, it's okay. And I still went into the hole. I sat with my cup of tea and sip and sip. And while I was sipping, I was crying like, oh my gosh, this is difficult. What am I going to do now? Because by the time your grant or whatever comes through, you know, it's going to be too late. What are you going to do? And the gardener came and told me, Mama, there's someone here to see you. So I had to dry my tears and suck up myself and go out there. And lo and behold, it was the government. And they came because they had a mandate to start a new project. And they're starting this new project in this district. And they would receive funding from the same people who had denied me USAID. The same people who had denied me funding in May of 2023. They needed someone to pilot the program. They came to see if I was willing to work with them. Now, that is very odd. It's extraordinarily odd because in May, after a 9-month process of applying for grants, USAID turned me down. They turned me down. Do you know why they turned me down? They turned me down because they said that they were looking for 100% African-owned and led enterprises. And I am a 100% foreign-owned entity. So I was reeling from that still. I was still salty. I was still bitter. And I just had to laugh that this thing has come full circle. So yes, 2023 was difficult. It was difficult. I had to roll with the punches. I had to take the losses. I had to take the hits, which, by the way, I still have the restaurant. I still have the real estate, and I still have all my property in there. Why do I still have it there? Because the Spirit kept telling me, keeps telling me, Renee, be faithful. Be faithful. You are going to need that space. You're going to need that space. You're going to need that space. You're going to need it. You're not going to want it. It is going to be a need. And it's not about the loss of money. It's about what you have to do next. And so when the landlord, you know, she said, oh, I owe her rent and I this and I that. And even though it clearly says in the lease that I have done construction on the project and improved the property significantly, and that money should count against the rent. But she was adamant and determined. And I had to go get legal support. And in the end, it triumphed that I did not owe her anything at the time when she was harassing me. It did indeed, it was a fact. And so that revelation, that, occurred. Now, imagine if in August, September, or October, when I initially had to close and say, okay, Renee, you need to focus on your healing. You need to focus on your health. You need to focus on your wellness. And these people were harassing me. Had I closed and taken out all of my belongings and all of the stuff out of the restaurant, and knowing that I had my legal right to continue there, how would I feel? And so I had to go through the legal process for them to understand and realize and recognize and appreciate that what they did and what they were doing was incorrect. And, you know, a lot of people are complaining, and I complained a lot about Tanzania, but it took the Tanzanian Investment Center's intervention in that scenario to find me my justice. But I am still back to now where I have to go forward. Now, what does that mean? That means I still have the property. I still have my belongings there. They did not have any right to try to strong arm me or try to take anything from me or try to make me feel like the money that I put in did not count or did not matter, because all they were telling me to do was go, 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 go. But they did not want to take into the account the money that I put in, right? So I overcame a lot of battles in 2023. And I have to stop and say to myself, Renee, why do you keep complaining about the battles and you never receive the victory? I never look at things and go, oh yeah, I did it. I always look at, wow, how'd that happen to me? And so I implore you, those of you who are in your struggles and in your battles, receive your victories. Receive your victories. I know why that my brain doesn't work that way, is because of how I was raised or my trauma growing up, right? I know why I am an overachiever and why I look at things from technology and go, okay, well, yeah, I accomplished that. So what? Because my accomplishments were downplayed. I know that I don't stand on the ego that I should have because my ego was stripped in how I grew up. Okay? So there are things that people expect me to be, like snobbish and posh, which I don't have those in my makeup. But I am learning to appreciate myself more. I am learning to appreciate my dignity as a person who says they will do what they're going to do and does it. I am learning to respect and appreciate myself as a person. Someone says, hey, I'm going to invest in your company. Here's $10,000. I take that money and I invest it in the company and I run with it. Okay? I have learned to respect and appreciate myself. That when the chips are down, I do not back down. I stand up. I have learned to respect myself and appreciate myself. Because if there was a time to run, It was when I was building this house. If there was a time to go back to America and say, hell no, it was when I was building the Exodus house. That was the time to run, because I can't even begin to tell you how hard this was. Spending real cash money away from my own account, my daughter's account, my savings, whatever it is, spending real cash money for the intangible. I was spending the tangible for the intangible, not knowing where it was going to go. Okay? Tanzania is hella rough, but I believe and have faith so much in God that God will see me through, right? And this is the thing about faithfulness, is you have to remember that it is a promise from God that in the time of need, the upright man will not have want. If you believe in your Bible and if you read, which I have to have a constant companion of faith, because I don't have anyone else to turn to. I am out here as a single mother with a child, but I have made good. I have made good. I have made good because of my faith. So for those people who would like to knock me down and peg me down and take me down a few notches because they believe or they think or they are paid to have a certain opinion of others that they can put out on the internet and destroy a movement, a gravitation, a whatever that Africa is doing right now on the continent to attract the diaspora. Y'all need to open your mind. Whatever it is that anybody would like to throw at me, ask yourself, where is your body of work? Where is your evidence? Where is your faith? Because a lot of the men who would like to negate or destroy, a lot of the women who would like to gossip and undercut and undermine, a lot of the people who would like to throw me away or discard me. You cannot discard what you did not make, and you cannot throw away that which you did not build. You cannot break down what you didn't build. That is from the word of God. Okay? So those of you who are out there doing your work, do your work with your dignity. Do your work to the best of your ability. Do your work with your heart open. Do your work. Don't pay nobody no mind. They can't do anything for you. Okay? Because your blessing is coming from somewhere else. Don't let anyone, no matter what it is that they try to devise, it will not come to you. Okay? Read Psalms 91. Okay? You will not be afraid for the terror that flieth by night, nor for the pestilence that walketh at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at your right side, and it shall not come nigh ye. 10,000 shall come upon you, and it will not come to you. You know why? Because if you have that kind of faith in God, God is not going to leave you there. Simple. It's that simple. Okay? Do your work. This is 2024. Had I not been, if I wasn't sick, if I didn't get sick in August, I know where I was supposed to be. Had I not opened that restaurant, I know where I was supposed to be. Had I not done certain things in 2023, I know where I was supposed to be. But I'm going to tell you something else, that had I not been sick, I would think that I was supposed to take a lot of people with me who were not supposed to go with me. Facts. Had I not been sick, I would not have the energy or the time to receive the new blessing. Had I not been sick, I would not have an idea of how people's minds work. You see, when people think you need them, they will laud that need over you. They will ignore you. They will put you to the side. They will make you feel inferior. They will make you feel stupid when you need them. But when they need you, that is the time when they try to show up. That is the time when they try to come into your space, when they try to get around you. When people have money is when people try to give them money. When people try to give them things, when people try to line up or align themselves with them. Okay? But it's a script, because when you are sick, and sickness can destroy any kind of business. Go and research how many businesses heart attacks and strokes take away for every year. Okay? But I was determined I was not going to be one of them. Go and do your research. But it is that time that people try to come around you when you have everything and you're healthy and you're looking good and everything is going according to plan. But when things don't always go according to plan, that's the time when things start to reveal themselves. That's the time when people start to reveal who they are. And it's better that it happens this way. As the Bible says, it was good that I was afflicted. Had I not been afflicted, I wouldn't see a lot of things. I wouldn't know who is faithful. I wouldn't know who is with me come hell or high water. Big up on yourself. Big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. I wouldn't know who are the people who cannot forgive me because I got sick. That means if I had died, they would have walked over my grave and then spat on me. Woo! I wouldn't see the people who would judge me because I got sick. A natural thing that can happen to any human being. I wouldn't be able to determine who was with me and who was not. It was good that I was afflicted, because here comes 2024. Here comes 2024. And here comes all of God's glory piled up, tied up neatly, and put at my feet. Here it is. Here it is. And so going forward in 2024, I'm going to be doing things differently. I'm going to be doing things completely. I don't need to make no announcements or whatever, But what I can say is I have proven myself. I have proven myself as trustworthy. I have proven myself as transparent. I have proven myself as someone who does what they say they will do. I have proven myself as someone who has the knowledge, know-how, and experience And if someone doesn't get that tough, it's not for me to try to convey or convince. I have nothing else to prove. I've been done proved it. It's there all on camera for the whole wide world to see. There is nothing for me to prove. There's nothing for you to prove either. So if you're the kind of person who feels like you have to keep proving yourself to make people believe you or trust you or try to, support your business or be a part of what you're doing or whatever, you don't got to do none of those things. If you're honest, you just go back to who you are and your works that you have done. And that is enough proof that you need. And stand on that proof. Stand on your work. Stand on the works of your hands. When you have your health and your strength and your wellness, do the right things. Stand on that, because on the day when you need to motivate yourself, or on the day when you need inspiration, it's not somebody who's going to come out of somewhere and go, I inspire you. I'm going to motivate you. You have to motivate and inspire yourself. It is not anyone else's responsibility to get what you're doing, to see what you're doing, to say, well, if only they could understand what I'm doing. And a lot of people are not going to understand. A lot of people are not going to get it. A lot of people will never get or understand what you're doing. Okay? They have to see it. So you have to take it out from the intangible to the tangible. You have to do the work. That's all you have to do, is do the work and keep doing the work and keep doing the work, and don't stop from doing the work. And when there are obstacles, do the work. And when there are opportunities, do the work. And when there are distractions, do the work. And come hell or high water, do the work. Where the sun is shining, rain is falling, do the work. There's mud outside, do the work. No matter what you got to do the work. Do not play games with yourself. Don't play games with your life. Don't let anybody try to take anything off of you if you know who you are. It doesn't matter who wants to deny you. It doesn't matter who is not going to give you an opportunity. It doesn't matter. Guess what? At the end of 2023, nothing mattered. I got turned down from USAID. Yes. Does it still matter now? No. I had got sick and had to close my restaurant. Does it matter now? No. That happened? Yes. But does it matter? No. You understand? A lot of people try to do a lot of stuff. Does it matter? No. It does not matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to your faith. Hold on to your faith. That is what I have to tell you in 2024. Do the work and hold on to your faith. Don't let anybody try to tell you anything and cut you down and use their mouth, use their words to try to make you feel inferior, make you feel like you don't matter and you don't count. Does not matter. They did not make you. They cannot break you. They did not build you. They cannot break you. Okay? So that's what I came to tell you, right? For those of you who have been emailing me and communicating with me about partnership, you want to email me, go to the community section of the channel. Here goes X's Africa 1, right, at gmail.com. Okay? You have nothing to prove to anybody but yourself. And it's great to feel here. It's great to be here. It's great to be in this space. Okay? Anybody who's talking about partnerships and working together and all this stuff, go ahead and send me an email. If you want to invest in the company, let's have a chat. Go ahead. because we still have tremendous prospects and great opportunities. Go ahead and communicate with me. But yeah, in this day and age, in these modern times, like, you can't allow people who do not have vision, who do not have experience, who do not have your chances and your opportunities and your work ethic to define you and define who you are and define your identity. Don't let people try to break you down, because a lot of people are already down. Okay? A lot of people are already beneath your work ethic. So how can you let people who are beneath you drag you down? You can't let that happen. You know why? Because what is in you is not in anyone else. Okay? And people have a tendency to only gravitate to what they can see. If they can see that, okay, this person is wealthy, I want to gravitate to that. That's what people want. Not everybody can gravitate to a vision. Not everyone can gravitate to an idea. So by all means, put the work out there. And the one thing I will say, and I will agree with everybody else, that Tanzania is rough as hell. The company we have, the East Africa Seaweed Company, allows for people to invest, for investors to also have the right to live and work in Tanzania. So you don't have to go reinvent the wheel. You don't have to try to make any new things happen. You can get all that you need through investing. Tanzania has a way, but not everybody wants to do things that way. Okay, so for 2024, if y'all are still coming to Tanzania, if you're still looking at moving to Tanzania, if you're still looking at vacationing in Tanzania, the Exodus House is still here. Y'all can email me, communicate with me. If you're looking to invest in Tanzania, communicate with me. But going into 2024, I will not have the hand holding time. I will not have the time to be around and sit around and go around and do all of the things that I did when I was sick, because that time I needed to rest and relax, and there's a time for everything. It is the time for work. There was a time when I was doing the Exodus House, when I was here to receive people and help them and get them to where they needed to go. That time has passed. I am now doing things completely differently. I'm waiting for some things to come through so I can show y'all what I've been doing and what I'm up to, but I'm in a great place. 2023 came. It was like a hurricane. Sometimes a hurricane comes through and blows off the roof off of somebody's house, so that when the hurricane come and blow through and blow everything, and then all you're left is just with like debris and stuff. 2023 was like a hurricane, but at the end, the revelation, the things that reveal themselves in 2023, it didn't feel like that. It felt like the hurricane came and blew through my life so that I could see people reveal themselves one by one. And as that revelation occurred, I was blessed many times in 2023 with opportunities. So I am not, I'm not going to be on YouTube as much because there is a lot to do. But while I'm doing that, I've also prepared. I'm doing things differently. That's all I want to say on that. I'm doing things differently. I have to do things differently. I have to evolve. I have to grow. I have to attract a different kind of people, not not necessarily just in the repatriation movement, because a lot of the people who are repatriating to Africa don't necessarily have the proper planning. They don't want to pay for the consultancies. They don't want to, get advice and information. And, there's a lot of division and separateness in the movement, and there's just too much division. And so, even though I encourage people to repatriate, I can only work with those people who are repatriating through the company, with their residencies and their work permits, or who are coming and investing in the company. Yeah. So it's very, very, very important that people understand that where I am now and the kind of work that is required of me to do to get to where I need to be, especially digging out of that setback of illness, I'm simply going to have to do things differently. Okay. So I'm still out here. I'm still in Tanzania. I think I have proven that I am not going to run off and run away. I have proven that I am here for the work. I am here come hell or high water. I am here to get things done. I think I have proven that I can work, and I have worked, and I always will work for the things that I see as visible and necessary. Okay, so in any event, go ahead and send me an email, communicate with me. I'm working on other things as well for the inspiration and development of the African entrepreneur. I think it's necessary at this point because many many people want to come, but not many people have an entrepreneur's mindset, right? And, that's one of the important things that you have to also consider when you're coming. You have to be an entrepreneur, you have to be a business person. Okay. And, I think from the perspective of someone who has done the work is much different from someone who's telling you come to go this is a business you can start in Africa, but they've never started a business in Africa, so they have no idea what is involved in that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go. Stay strong, you people. Get it done in 2024. Don't look at your obstacles as obstacles. Look at them as opportunities. Don't try to see what it is that whatever 2023 did to you was trying to show to you. Open your eyes and receive it as a blessing and as a gift. Okay. Whatever it is that you need to accomplish in 2024, you should have a body of work, a list of things that you need to do to get it done by any means. Prioritize those things, prioritize your health, prioritize your rest, and get it done. That's what I got for y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.